This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. My name is Gianna, and today I've practiced his last name several times, but in the last minute of the introduction, I still may butcher it. We have Anthony Giglio.
Hey, you got it. Way to go.
Go me. Anthony, welcome to the show. Thank you for taking the time to share your story with us today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me to be here today. Appreciate it.
You betcha. So take us back to the beginning. Who are you? Where are you from? What market are you in? How'd you grow up to be a real estate agent?
Oh, yeah. I always aspired to be a real estate agent.
Starting from the day you were born?
I'm actually originally from the East Coast. I'm in the Boston area.
Okay.
I currently live in Minnesota, though, in Minneapolis. I got started, though, in Boston in real estate. Back in 2009, I got in the financial world, and that financial world just crashed in 2009. And I said, hey, why don't I get into something a little more secure, like real estate? And at the time, everyone was like, hey, why are you choosing real estate as a career? That's just not going to work out for you. But I just really had a passion for real estate. I needed to make a career change. Real estate was just something I was always interested in. So I got into real estate in 2009. I did really well. After a couple of years, I decided, hey, let's take this to the next level. Let's get my broker license. I ended up buying a real estate franchise, running that for a few years. And then I made the decision to fall in love and chase a woman out here to Minnesota. And
did
then
it work out?
I did. It didn't work out.
Good. I was hoping we weren't with just somebody else or no one, and we're just out in Minnesota.
No, but all things happen for a reason. And now I'm stuck here in Minnesota. I'm like, now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And I was still doing real estate. I was actually still doing real estate in the Boston area, and I was flying from Minnesota to Boston for 2 years, back and forth. After that, it just got to be too much. So I sold my real estate franchise and got my license here in Minnesota, and kind of really had to restart my whole business all over again, which wasn't easy. When you put all your time, effort into building your real estate business in one market and then have to do it all over again, it just kind of it took a lot of energy to just reboot my business. And when I did it here in the Minnesota market, I kind of started more of a part-time because I had other business ventures to begin with. And what I realized is you really can't do real estate part-time if you want to be successful. So in 2019, I committed to doing real estate full-time. Around that time, I also actually let's go to 2020. I made the decision to join EXP. I had been with the same franchise for 11 years. Great franchise, Remax. Everyone probably knows Remax.
Sure.
It treated me well, loved it. Nothing negative to say about that, but it was time for a change. EXP just had some really good opportunities for me and what I was looking to do in my career. And so I really committed to doing real estate full time. EXP just came around at the right time for me and my business. Within a year, as you know, I became an Icon agent, which just being in a new market, being with a new company, just being able to get up to speed so quickly just I'm just really proud of what I've been able to accomplish in such short amount of time. So yeah, and I guess that's why we're here today, right?
Yeah, definitely why. And we get to talk all things icon, and it's gonna be great. Super excited to dive into that with you. But before we do, Anthony, we talked about that transition to EXP. Tell me some of your favorite things about EXP, why you like it here, why you stay, and then we'll go into a little bit of work-life balance, what that looks like for you.
Yeah. So, obviously when you start comparing, EXP to some other brokerages, what really made me make the transition was a few things that stood out for EXP is the one brokerage model. Is that EXP is just one brokerage across all states. And for me, I still hold a license in Massachusetts, right? So I'm licensed in both Minnesota and Massachusetts, and I still practice in both states. So being part of EXP, I can still sell in both states and not have to be part of different brokerages. And that was really important to me. And EXP gave me that opportunity. Also, you probably have heard this many times, the opportunity to make different revenue streams with.
Yes, free, right?
Yeah.
Commission, rev share.
For me, it's four because.
What's the secret fourth one?
Well, the fourth one is I run a team here.
Okay, awesome.
And that was one of the driving forces as well, as I really had a desire to form a team, and EXP gave me that the structure to be able to form a team. And so I get residual income, obviously, from the team that I run. So just all these different revenue streams from my team, from obviously the stock, from rev share. It was just a no-brainer. Now, making change isn't easy. It took me a good 8 months from when I was first introduced to the idea to switch to making that change. I had a good friend who I run the team with, had made the switch 8 months earlier, and he kept, almost weekly imploring me to make this change. But, it's such a big decision. But ever since I made that change, I mean, my business has never been better. I've never sold more homes in my real estate career. It's just has been probably the best decision for my real estate career. So, yeah, obviously, other reasons to join EXPs. The virtual work environment. Now, it's not going to be for everyone, right? Now, I'm more established in my real estate career than maybe someone just getting into real estate, but brick and mortar. I don't need an office. I don't need to go into an office. And really, I feel like it's more of a waste of time for me to spend time driving to an office, sit down, getting distracted by people at the office. I get to just get out of bed and get right to work every day and have my own dedicated workspace at my home.
So that helps you focus more. Like, you almost prefer this remote environment. It doesn't bug you
Absolutely.
that there's no brick and mortar.
Absolutely. I mean, most real estate agents, at least most successful real estate agents I know, are self-starters. They can work independently. They don't need the help of other people around them. And I think that's why a lot of people are migrating to EXP. They love that virtual work environment, which also keeps the cost down, right, for joining EXP. I mean, you can't beat the monthly commitment fee that you pay. It's really basically free, if you ask me, compared to what other brokerages are charging. I mean, I know my Remax commitment was very costly. Let's just put it that way.
Absolutely.
So I couldn't be happier. I just couldn't be happier being here.
That's awesome. No, I'm super excited that you're a big fan of EXP. Obviously, that's why you're here. That's why you stay. And Anthony, let's dive into your work-life balance now, right? So, what does that look like for you? Where do you draw the line between work and play, and prioritize the things that matter to you while also being such a high producer?
Yeah. So to be honest, that's something I am still working on. As someone who just really loves to work. It's just me and my dog right now, right? So I'm all about work at this point in my life, and to sell, a lot of homes. I think in my Icon year, I think I had 37 homes myself. And then my team, we had, 110 homes. So
Mhm.
it's been a lot of work to get to this level. And I don't have the best work-life balance. However, I do make time when needed.
Mhm.
It it's learning when to say no to certain people.
Sure.
Unfortunately, when you want to sell a lot of real estate and you're working a lot of incoming clients, you have to work a lot.
Mhm.
You have to be willing to say yes more than you say no.
Right. And
For
it's
me, that's what it was.
yeah, and it'll run you into the ground if you don't draw that line, Anthony. So,
Mhm.
how are you sure to avoid burnout mode for yourself?
Yeah. Well, I take days off when needed. Like this past weekend, I took 2 days off. I just shut
Mhm.
everything off, and spent a couple days with my girlfriend, and I did nothing. We went
Mhm.
and just spent the day together.
Sure.
And so I have that ability to just say, hey, no showings, no incoming clients, no leads, nothing. But I don't do that often. I wait until I get to that point of, hey, it's time to take some time off.
Mhm.
But you're right. It is this business will burn you out. But the great thing about real estate is I have that flexibility throughout my week, to pick and choose which day I want. Because I'm not working every single minute of every single day.
Right.
There are some days where like I'll have a few hours in the day to just go run some errands or go
Mhm.
fishing for a little bit. And then maybe later on in the day, like yesterday, for instance, I had my whole morning free, and then at the afternoon, all the way to I think I got home at 9 o'clock at night from showings. So my first half of the day was pretty much open, and then the
Mhm.
second half is all business. So it's not like I don't wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and then work all the way till 10 o'clock at night. I can break up the day, but I would say most weeks there's not a day that there's not something to be done in real estate.
Absolutely. There's always a way to be influencing that sphere of influence or driving more
Mhm.
leads or connecting with people you didn't know and now you do
Mhm.
know, making sure to invest in that circle of people that know, like, and trust you. And Anthony, let's talk a little bit about production now, right? So you're in two different states, which is pretty exciting. Another benefit
Mhm.
of being with EXP. So what do those housing prices look like, and about how many homes do you need to be hitting to be able to cap?
So in my primary market is Minnesota. So I really just have my license active in Massachusetts just in case friends and family, want to, sell a house. Um, so my primary market being Minnesota, the average sale price here really is all is all over the market. It's all over
Mhm.
the place. But right now, I think my average sale price is around 300,000.
Mhm. Okay.
To cap, you have to do about 3 million in
Mhm.
in sales.
Awesome. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. It's a great way to gauge, what the markets look like in order for listeners and other icons to kind of be able to relate and what kind of work you have to pour into obtaining this elite status, top
Mhm.
2% of the brokerage. So, Anthony, my next question is going to be, to be able to get all that cap back in stock, you also have a cultural commitment. So you have to be a mentor, coach, whatever that looks like. So what avenue do you pick for that and why?
So I'm a certified mentor,
Mhm.
and so that's the avenue I chose because I was already a certified mentor. So that was just a no-brainer. And I have a mentee under me already, which is nice. And
Yeah.
I'm open to taking more. One of my passions is training
Mhm.
and teaching, which is another reason why I wanted to form a team. Is I enjoy helping other people grow their business. Um, what I've learned, it's interesting since we're kind of on this topic, is in forming a team, in helping other people in the mentorship program. is you can't want it more than somebody else.
Mm.
I'm available to mentor and to teach and train, but if the person on the other end doesn't want it as much as you want it, then it's not going to be helpful or effective, right?
Right.
Um, it's like, well, why some people succeed and other people's don't? I have some people on the team that are really successful and some people on the team that aren't. And it's like, what makes them different, right?
Mm.
And what makes some of the mentors on my the people I mentor, fail, and it's like, well, you can't want it more than them. I can tell people to do things, I can show people how to do things, but if they're not implementing, if they're not having that same drive, I can't. It comes out of my hands.
Right. Right. And you have to be coachable. You have to be a self-starter with EXP, or you're probably not going to see the same success that a lot of icon agents have been able to achieve here. But, of course, there's a lot of work that goes into it. It matters who you surround yourself with. It matters those mentors and accountability partners. And Anthony, with iconing comes a lot of great benefits, right? You receive that cap back in stock, the opportunity to go to EXPCon and shareholders, and a big glass shiny trophy with some monetary value behind that baby. So, what is your favorite part about iconing, and why do you set that on a list of standards for yourself year after year?
It was really just um a, I honestly didn't even set that as a goal at the beginning. I mean, if you want me to be completely honest, I my first goal was, hey, I just want a cap. I just want a cap,
Yeah, I
and
want
then
that
I
commission for
capped,
myself.
and then I capped, and I was like, oh, well, that was cool. Well, then what's
Mhm.
next? And I was like, well, why not icon? And then I
Yeah,
was like, well, I don't know if I'll even make icon. And then all
like
of a
that's a
sudden,
tough goal. Yeah.
yeah, and then I was like, icon, I could do that. And so I made icon pretty quickly in my icon year, and I was like,
Mhm.
well, that was, I'm not gonna say easy because it wasn't easy, but I was like, well, that was pretty cool. And
Mhm.
the only thing I was thinking, I'm not about the trophy. I don't really care about the trophy. In fact, all the trophies and plaques that I got for Remax, I don't have them anymore. They're I threw them
They
away.
were paperweights. They don't need them.
Money is really what I care about, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want the money. I mean, I want the stock. You know,
Mhm.
the the, the chance to win, the opportunity to have the $16,000 in stock was really the driving force. Like, hey,
Yeah.
that's what I really want. But that's brutal honesty for you.
No, I love it. That's what I want on this show is transparency and honesty. And I like that, you weren't even shooting for your first year, but here you are. And so it shows everybody that, that's obtainable. It's possible if you put your mind to it, set it on your list of goals, write it down, and get it done. And Anthony, obviously, you've got a lot of production going on. So you've got a lot of tasks, a lot going on, lots on your plate. You've got a team. I mean, just there's so much to juggle here. So do you have any like assistants or virtual assistants or anything of that sort?
I don't. I
Okay.
do everything on my own right now.
You're crazy, Anthony. So if you could, what would be some of the first things that you would like get off your plate, right? Like what are some things for those that are maybe watching right now? Maybe they do have a virtual assistant or an assistant and they're like, gosh, like what should I be leveraging out to them to be able to spend more time on my production, more time on revenue generating things? What are some of your tasks that you would first, kind of let go of and save yourself some time with?
Yeah, so you know, it's tough because I'm a micromanager, right?
Oh
Uh,
no, Anthony.
I know, and I feel like from myself when I give up anything that makes me good at what I do. For instance, the back end stuff, that's important. The
Mhm.
paperwork. If you give that up and outsource it to somebody, are they going to do it as good as you? Right? The
Right.
communication and whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, if all that tedious paperwork, because when you get a file or an offer accepted, that has to be sent into EXP and all the documents and um, who takes care of that? Well, right now, me
Yeah.
at night or in the morning or when I have some free time. And could that free me up to do more things? Of course it could.
Mhm.
Um, and as I look forward into my life, when I do have eventually a family, right? Do I want to do that in my free time? Probably not. I want to probably
Right.
spend more time with loved ones, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, having someone to take care of all that, and all I'm doing is just meeting up clients and writing offers up. So that's probably
Yeah.
something I could enforce.
Yeah, it's definitely something to be considering, especially as a high producer as you are, Anthony. And for those that are watching, maybe you're a micromanager. Maybe we'll get Anthony onboarded with a VA or a real life assistant, and we'll check back in 6 months and see how much his business model has changed. Right? Talk to him
You
about letting go of some of that
virtual
control.
assistants. I mean,
It's tough, Anthony. But my friend Skyly, I interviewed her the other day. I don't know if I have her quote sitting right in front of me, but she said, "You may be the best at it, but are you the best at it if it's not getting done?"
oh, true.
Should you be focusing on some more social media? Should you be focusing on following up some more of the leads on your website? CRM, ISAs. So just kind of some different stuff to consider. Because all I do is talk to icon
Only
agents
do
all
a
day,
good
every day.
virtual assistant. I mean, do you know anyone that does that stuff?
Mm, no, just kidding. Yes,
Yeah.
of course I do.
Okay.
Sphere Rocket's like number one virtual assistant service in the world right now. Anthony, are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
In the world, gee, that's
Out of this world, because we're like
okay.
a spaceship, right?
Sure,
Right,
sure.
right. But no, it is cool, and there's absolutely no pressure there. But it's a good question to ask. For those that are listening, looking to become a higher producer. Where are some of your, I don't want to say weak points, but where are some of the points that you could be leveraging stuff out? Should they be looking at doing the same thing, letting go of those processes, things that are taking up some of their free time, or, why should that be taking up your quote free time, Anthony, right? When you should be recharging, or,
Yeah, no,
you
you're
could be taking
absolutely
care of
right.
yourself.
I mean, yeah, because free time is such a premium right now,
Mhm.
I should be try to enjoy, some of that free time. In fact, I was having a conversation with one of my mortgage professionals about, trying to how premium free time is and how we should be enjoying more of it instead of putting it into our work. And so, I mean, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. No, of course. And you're a micromanager, right? So I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to twist your arm, Anthony, because, sometimes it just feels better to be in control of it. But when that time comes, like you said, when you've got a family and you maybe have little ones running around, and free time becomes far more than a premium, it becomes a rarity, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know who to call, and to who to leverage into for some advice if virtual assistants are the plan for you. If not, then we won't sell you one. We don't care. But for people to know that it's an option, whether you're listening, whether you're Anthony, whether you're in real estate or not, right? So it's pretty cool to just kind of see, the different things that way different agents down, as far as the type of person they are, how they like to run business, how they like to manage, and so on. So that's a good question, but I'm not coming at you like a person and a kiosk at the mall, right? Like, hey, Anthony, try this sample. Let me sell you something. It's just a good way to gauge for
for sure.
listeners. So, my next question, Anthony, is going to be, um, for somebody that's coming up to you and they want to pick your kind of mentor slash coaching side of your brain, and they say, hey, Anthony, I want to be an icon agent my first year here. What are some goals they need to be setting out on for that, or some major mistakes to avoid? How is that? Is that possible for them? Is that achievable?
For your first year, I mean, are they a first year in real estate or are they first year at EXP? I mean,
Either or. You tell me who you're talking to.
I'm all about setting realistic expectations, right?
Love that. So let's do it.
Well, I mean, it's tough.
Mhm.
So okay, here's the situation. So last year, when we're about a year and a half in the team, and last
Okay.
year we had a incredible amount of growth on our team. Okay, and so we had a lot of new agents come onto the
Mhm.
team. And I think a lot of new agents that just joined the business just because they saw the real estate market was great. You know,
Of
I'm
course.
going to get my real estate license. I'm going to make millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, where are they getting this expectation, right? They're getting
Mm.
it from friends, they're getting it from family, they're getting it from billboards they see out there that real estate agents make millions of dollars. What they don't, they just see the tip of the iceberg. They don't see everything below the surface. That to be a successful real estate agent, you need to work super hard. You need to be able to deal with rejection, like on a hourly basis, right? You need to have thick
Yeah.
skin. You need to not be able to take things personal. So they're
I
getting
do.
everything.
Every time somebody tells me no, it makes me want to cry just a little bit, like not even exaggerating. I hate
Makes
it.
me want to cry. I'm telling you, like you just got to keep doing it, right?
Hmm.
So, I mean, I've had some conversations with people who have joined the team, and maybe they just haven't. It hasn't turned out the way they expected. And one of the conversations was like, "Hey, how do you think things are going?" And the response was, I thought this was going to be easier. And I'm like, well,
Hmm.
why did you think that? Where did you have this understanding of our business, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people coming into this business think that real estate is easy. And that
Mhm.
is the complete opposite of this business. And maybe for some it is that like you just have been alive for a whole heck of a lot of time and you know a whole lot of people who just happen to want to buy and sell homes and you just got thrown into a really cool situation. Great.
Yeah, of course.
That is such a rarity, right? If you
Mhm.
want to really get into this business and succeed, you have to work every single day and fight for it's such a competitive business, right? And if you don't have that mentality, like a shark mentality where you're going out there every day looking for food, you're not going to succeed. And another thing, because I'm really passionate about this and I really wish people joining this business would understand, is you have to show up every single day. Show
Mhm.
up. And when I say show up, like get out of bed and just work. Like there's so many people joining this business that think they can just like sleep until noon every day and then just wake up and be like, okay, where's the business? No, just show up.
Okay, wake up and sell houses. Where am I going?
Be consistent on a daily
Mhm.
basis of what you're doing to try to get business. And yeah, if it doesn't work on day one, do it again on day two and be consistent and show up. And eventually, over time, that consistency of showing up will turn into business. And when I got into the business in 2009, I joined Remax and they said, okay, well, welcome to real estate. Now go find business, right? And they gave me a training book. It was called 100 Days to Greatness. And it was from Brian Buffini. Great, great class. And we took the class and they were like, okay, now go find business. And
Mhm.
I was tasked to go and find my own business. And my first full year, I think I sold 18 homes in my first full year of real estate, right? And I was like, oh, that was pretty good. I think I can be successful in this business.
Mhm.
But nowadays, people come in and they join and they go, what kind of leads are you going to give me? I'm like, what are you talking about? What kind of leads am I going to give you? Go and get your own leads. That's what
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to hand deliver you business.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go out and get your own business. I mean, I can go on Facebook and get you some like people who are never going to buy a house if that's what you want. But like everyone wants something hand delivered to them. So when you ask me that question, like, well, how are you gonna what are you gonna sell to someone who wants to become an icon agent? Like, it's like, okay,
Mhm.
well, where are they coming from? What place are they starting at, right? So if they're starting as a brand new agent, set realistic expectations, number one, and are they willing to do the work? I think those are the two things. Like, are you willing to do the work, show up every day, and deal with the rejection, the humiliation that comes with this business? I mean, every day I get shot down, and every day I have to remind myself that, hey, I have to have a short memory. I have to go
Mhm.
to sleep, wake up the next day, and do it all over again, and probably face rejection again the next day.
Yep.
But
And just be better from it. A little thicker skin.
yeah.
Echoing.
But some people get rejection and like, oh, I give up. I give up. And I'm like, how are you going to meet your goals if you give up?
Right. I get sad when people are like, I don't want to be on your podcast. I'm like, why? It's free. We're just talking about you.
I thought about it. I thought about saying no, but I was like, well,
I know.
I have a couple of minutes to spare today.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't say no, Anthony. I would be crying right now for a time slot. Well, no, that's great advice. And, you've just got to get back into it. I like what you said about consistency. I wrote that down, to be able to share on other episodes, like kind of like how I referenced Skyly earlier. But that consistency, it will bring business and, that accountability for yourself and getting out of bed and working towards it, generating leads, whatever that is, because it's not just going to come to you. And Anthony, when you were first introduced to EXP, were you ever skeptical of it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What was your thought process on it?
So it's interesting. I was introduced to EXP in 2000, I believe 10 in Massachusetts. I knew a guy that was like, hey, I'm part of this EXP company. And I'm like, what is an EXP, And it was really a no-name brand back in, I think, 2010, 2011. I can't remember the exact year. And the guy that I knew that was a part of EXP was just kind of, I don't know, he's kind of odd, if you want me to be honest. And I was like, I don't know, like it seemed kind of cool, but I was like, it's not something I would really be interested in. So I just kind of put it out of my mind. And then when I was here in Minnesota, there were, at the time I joined, there were 300 agents that were at EXP, but a lot of people that I knew from my former company had started to leave and go to EXP. So there were people that I maybe had respected in the industry going to this company, right? Mm-hmm. So that's when I started to look at it a little more closely and say, oh, okay, well, it looks on the surface, it passes all my checks, and now people I know are leaving and going. So I feel like it's legit. Now, I believe here in Minnesota, in the year and a half since I've been here, I believe there's over 1,500 agents. Don't quote me on that, but there's a lot more than 300. So we got a lot. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. It's facing rapid growth. There's a reason for that.
Sure.
Absolutely. So, Anthony, you were kind of skeptical of EXP. You poked some holes in it. Then you made the move over here, right? And it's been awesome for your business, awesome for, your wealth as far as stock goes. All good things happening. So, as far as that goes, what would you have either gone back in time and said to yourself to make this move sooner, or to somebody watching this right now and they're thinking about making the move, but they hear things like, oh, EXP is a cult, it's a pyramid scheme, don't drink the Kool-Aid, but they see the greener grass. So how would you help somebody understand that this is a good business move for them and get them over here just a little bit sooner?
Well, it might not be the best business move for them though, right? Like I'm not of the mindset that like EXP is for everyone, because it probably isn't, right? EXP is it's great for me, and it's great for a lot of people that have come here, and for many reasons. But like I should have come here sooner. I really should. Yeah. And the reason being is for a lot of things we talked about. One thing I didn't know that was here that maybe isn't talked enough about is all the training. The training is such a untapped and untalked about, I feel, opportunity or that EXP has is we have about 15 to 20 training classes a day, all here in our university that I have access to, right? All from my computer, right?
Yep.
Whereas if other companies, you might have a couple, maybe a week, I don't know, a few a week, but I can get training on just about any topic I need. There's a saying, the more you learn, the more you earn. And if you really want the knowledge and the education. You have so much training here at EXP, um, and I think just having access to that um, just really can help a lot of agents like myself just really help their business increase their production.
That's awesome. Absolutely, Anthony. And EXP has a model that, if you're at your own brokerage, you're coming over and you're like, oh gosh, like, that sucks. Now I have to pay back into it instead of just like, I'm the broker. But that's false. Somebody I talked to on this last episode only had to pay $7,500 in expenses because they were able to get that cap back, because they were, you have so much access to so much technology for $85 a month versus, you're paying for that and providing for that for your brokers. It's such a different world, EXP. And like you said, the training, the collaboration, the accountability, it's incredible. And you're really not going to find that anywhere else.
Yeah, I think I think a lot of people stick with their brokerage due to some weird sense of loyalty, right?
Yes.
I don't understand. I mean, I understand it in a way. They feel loyal to their broker, right? But their broker's making money off you, right? What are they giving you in return? Um, I just you got to get over this whole loyalty thing because their broker's looking out for them, right? You got to look out for you. You got to look out what's best for you. I owned a brokerage and people left my brokerage and I understood, my brokerage doesn't always fit their needs, right? They went and left to another brokerage that was better fitted for them. And that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks. It feels like as a broker, you feel like you lost it. You invested all this time in them and trained them and taught them some things, but it
stinks, right? It feels
purely
like
it's a business decision.
Right?
Yeah.
And I run the team now and people leave my team and go to another team and it stinks. It hurts, right? But it's part of this business. I get it. I don't, we wish them well and say, hey, if the door is open, if you want to come back sometime, great.
Yeah, of course.
But that's how this business is. They don't owe me anything, they're here as long as they want to be here. And if they want to leave, go for it. But some people stay with a brokerage, even if it doesn't make financial sense for them just because of some weird loyalty thing. And it's like, you have to look out for you and your future. Like I started thinking, okay, what about my future and when I get many years down the road, I want to have, money for retirement and passive income. And I didn't necessarily join EXP to be a recruiter, because I'm like too busy selling real estate to go out and actively try to find other agents to sponsor.
Right.
I've been able to sponsor a couple here and there, and that's fine. But that wasn't my main focus of joining EXP. And I know some people make that their main focus. Great, good for them. That's their goal in life. Mine is I want to sell real estate. That's all I want to do. I don't have time to make videos and like, hey, join EXP and I'll sponsor you. Because with sponsorship, I really feel like if you're gonna be someone's sponsor, you really should be responsible for their success here at EXP, right? And you shouldn't just sign them up and just them be a number here and you just collect money. You should really be an integral part of their growth here in the company. And so that's how I want to be. I'm your sponsor, I want to see you succeed here because I brought you and sponsored you into the company.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, of course. And it's not like, you're going to take it personal. Of course it stings a little bit, but here at EXP, a rising tide raises all ships. It is what it is. And if you're thinking about coming over, reach out to Anthony, come straight to the source, ask your questions here, because if you ask your broker, they're of course going to tell you negative things because they want to keep you your source of revenue for them, source of income. So come to EXP's, look at, ask your questions, look at the upline, see how it's going to benefit you, because there are a lot of different options and a lot of different paths to take here. But I'll tell you what, it's worth the move. Out of, I believe, Andy, you are my 250th podcast guest. Out of 250 podcast guests, all Icon agents, they've just raved about EXP. Reach out to any of them, reach out to Anthony and find out for yourself. That's all you can do. And Anthony, that's that's pretty much it. Is there anything that you want to wrap up on today to kind of get people to make the move or reach out or be better?
No, I really appreciate you having me on today. This was great.
Yeah, 40-minute podcast. That was awesome. Didn't even feel that long. Hopefully it didn't to you anyway. It didn't to me, but of course you could be like, this girl's talking my ear off. But I thought it was great, Anthony. Are you going to be at EXP Con?
I don't know yet. I'm checking my schedule. We'll see.
Sure. Well, if you're there, let me know. I would love to meet up with you, say hello.
Sounds good.
Get a little bit of IRL in real life experience with you. And it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time today. And we'll be in touch.
Sounds good. Take care.
Thanks, Anthony. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.